Hello, hello, hello. It's Dr. Tori here for another episode of Be Victorious. I want you guys to follow me. You know where we are. We're on Instagram as Dr. Victorious. We're on Facebook as Dr. Victorious. We're on Twitter as Dr. Victorious. I am on LinkedIn. I am pretty much everywhere, especially on YouTube. We need for you to subscribe to our episodes. We have gotten a lot of views already. Now, what's interesting is this young man that I have to introduce you guys today. Oh my God, he actually reached out to me. I did an episode with my boy, Express Yourself, Black man. We've been supporting each other since day one. We kind of started at the same time. And his passion for getting this information out has been amazing. So when I joined, I had a lot of feedback from just that podcast that I did. And this young man by the name of Prince is who actually reached out to me and said, you introduced me to ACEs, and now I understand my purpose in everything that I'm doing. So it's my pleasure, honestly, to have this young man on. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's so great to finally meet you and get to see your beautiful face.
Thank you so much. You have beautiful teeth, by the way. I
Thank
said
you.
it, oh my God, because it's part of your personality. I can already tell.
Yes.
And what's interesting is people may not know, we had an energy from day one, just based off of our discussions in our emails, just to reach out. It's humbling to me because my whole purpose of doing podcasts is to let people know about adverse childhood experiences. So to get this feedback is amazing and humbling to me because it makes me know that my purpose is out there and people are listening. So I thank you so much for reaching out to me. I really
Definitely. You're doing a great job. And it's so crazy how I even came across your page, like we were speaking on before with Express Yourself Black Man.
Yeah.
I've been following him for some time and I actually witnessed his growth. And the interview with you and him is what really stood out to me. And even for myself, I went on the ACEs website to take the test, and I got back my results. And I wasn't so shaken up about it. It more so gave me more clarity about who I am and what it is in my purpose and what I need to do.
Wonderful. And I'm so happy. I thank you so much because here it is. You guys, we're okay. We're normal people. It's just the fact that we know exactly what it is. And you actually have been doing something amazing.
Right.
So I want to get into that. But before we get into that, let's go over a few of the questions.
No problem.
Then we can lead, because I'm telling you, you are a trailblazer. And now that you know what it is and the reason why you're doing what you're doing, watch how much of an impact you make. I can guarantee it.
Honestly, when I reached out to you, that was by faith. I wasn't so sure if I'll get a response. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna reach out, and now here we are.
God bless you. I'm a Christian. I don't know if you are, but
yes.
So much. God bless you. All right. So so you know about ACEs and you just learned about it, right?
Right.
Okay. What did you find out about it?
So from the interview, how you were explaining it, ACEs, adverse childhood experiences. And it was so crazy because in the past, I would say a couple of months, me and a couple of my friends and associates, we've just been having conversations about, childhood experiences and how that shapes the person, their ideology, and just how they go about things during their natural lives. And it's crazy to see that just certain things that happened to you probably when you were like 6, 7 years old, how it affects your mentality when you're now an adult. And I've been learning about the inner child and all those traumas, and just adulting that inner child, just to have that understanding of what ACEs ties all these theories and concepts together to really help you navigate through life.
Come on now. Come on. And you just did your research and found this out.
Yes. Honestly, I was just listening to the podcast because when I seen ACEs, I was like, what is ACEs? And as you were explaining it in the podcast and like what it really means and throughout the different categories, I was like, so why is this not a normal thing? Why does nobody else know about this? And this is absolutely crazy. So, and for me, it's like I love to tie to make personal reference or relations to when I'm doing things and just how I express myself. So to know that this is something that you can openly talk about without looking crazy, because you're not crazy.
Not
Things
at all.
things happen. You go through these experiences, but you know what they say, God gives his strongest soldiers the hardest fights.
Come
So
on.
if you believe in that, then you'll just understand that these experiences aren't who you are. They just things that a moment in time that you went through.
Thank you. You got aces, honey. What's your aces score?
My ACEs score was a 7.
Okay. Okay. Now, I also have things that I do. I can tell you ACEs score, the reason why it is, but I am not a therapist at all. I always
Right.
that I'm an educator is different. I'm the teacher. I'm going to sit in class and tell you what to
Right.
do and why it's this. And I'm going to let you know a 7 isn't a bad number. It just means that you're placed in more categories than others.
Okay.
So you might have more experience in the physical, sexual, emotional abuse category, but then in the household, it might be something different, or it could be the same for the household because the household is huge now. You got divorced,
Right.
you got incarcerated parents, you have all of this. So don't let that bother you. That 7 means nothing. It just means that you need to hurry up and take care of your aces.
Right.
Okay. So I just wanted to let you know that because I can tell that you know, are really into it and
Yes.
hopefully you're sharing this with other people because it is really a big deal. It really is.
Yes. So my take on it is that from the amount of things that, because I'm into watching visual podcasts and listening to podcasts and reading when I get the chance to. So it's the more you do your go along your self-awareness journey, you realize certain things about yourself. And once you understand your aces and where you fall in line in like the different categories and how you navigate through life, you just need to get in tune and align with yourself.
Amen.
Figure out no, it's fine. Figure out what really motivates you, what triggers you. And this is my personal opinions. Like I don't want anybody else to go through the same type of experiences I went through. I want to be that person that, I wish I had when I was younger for somebody else.
And I want to lead into it because of that, and you knowing that you have aces, it has made you a mentor. That's what you are.
Pretty
And
much, because for the people that may not know, I'm a dancer slash choreographer and educator. So I teach dance classes in the city, but I do privates as well. But in my classes, it's more than just dance. I really want the students to take away something. I want them to feel as if as soon as they walk through that door, it's a whole completely different environment, and this is where you get to release. So yeah, so that's what I like to do. So these are the conversations I like to have, even with my friends. We just like having very just productive conversations and about progressing and how we understand our traumas and what we've been through and how we're not going to make the same mistakes that we did or been through in our past going on forward.
now I have to apologize because I did not introduce you at all. I said a little bit because I was so excited, but tell us where you're from and the organization and what you do, because I think that that's an amazing thing. I also want to commend you right now while you have the opportunity. You are setting the tone for African American men.
Thank you.
That may not want to come out and say that, yeah, I had some experiences, but the fact that you did, I commend you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so a little about me. My name is Prince. I'm a dancer, choreographer, and educator. Well, specifically niche down to dancehall. So that's basically the dance style and genre out of Jamaica. I'm from the Bronx. I was born in the States, but raised in Jamaica. Living back and forth. The first of 4 kids to be born in the States from my mom who came over. Yeah, so a little about me. I live within the same community of my heritage, so I know nothing else but that. That's my culture. That's my lifestyle. I'm here for it. I'm an advocate for it. I stand for it. And it's crazy. It's crazy enough that, there's probably a outstanding number of ACEs cases. Wow, that's out of here. I just came up with that. That's a little rhyme. ACEs cases within that diaspora, but that's another conversation that population would have to get into, and I wouldn't even mind being the forefront of that.
Well, we need to talk about it for real. Tell me, the population you're referring to one more time is called what, just for clarity?
The Jamaican island, the island Caribbean culture.
Because there is a difference, and people have to understand that's one they're their own category. I'm African American. Jamaican, it's different. So you have to understand the reason why I said that, because for that, we need to understand. Let's be clear. We can't put everybody in a category. This is a different category, and we got to respect that. It's an amazing thing. And we're going to have a talk about that, trust. Okay.
Oh, there's a lot we can get into.
Yeah. Okay. So you learned about ACEs, you took the ACEs test, you got your ACEs score. So tell me about your household.
So my household is a single parent household. It's just my mom that she raised me. For some time it was just me alone, and then my older sister came over from Jamaica. It was the two of us in the house. But it's always been like different family members like staying for a period of time. Something I thought that was just a Jamaican thing, but came to find out it's just a African American thing. Like we all inherently do the same things. So that's pretty much what it is. I'm the youngest of four on my mother's side of family. As far as my father's side of family, I'm not well aware of.
Wow. Okay. So no, you don't know who father is at all?
I know who my father is. The crazy story about that is he denied me as his son. He didn't even like at one point he didn't believe that I was his son. That was a whole case, like going to court, dealing with ACS, and not dealing with ACS, but pretty much there was a situation where he left me back at my mom's house because my mom had dropped me over there so she could go to work. But something came up, and then he brought me back home, ended up kicking down the door, like breaking the house to leave me in the house by myself, and went about his business. So
what you described is called an
ACEs.
Sorry to hear it.
Yeah, those. So that's that. Like I don't really claim that side of the family per se. I do speak. Well, I did lose contact with my brother, but we get into contact like randomly here and there. That's about it.
So no side of the dad, but mom, siblings, and you're the baby. Okay. Did mom put you all against each other? Did you grow up together? Were y'all tight?
We didn't all grow. All right, so here's the funniest thing. I'm sort of what you would call the black sheep of the family, because I'm the only one that was born up in the States. So when you think of like the mindset of an immigrant parent, they're coming up, they want the best opportunity for their child because this is the land of opportunity. So when my older siblings were able to grow up together on the island at periods of time, when my sister came over, there wasn't much competition, but I felt the energy, and I felt and I heard, and I would hear the talks of like how she would speak of me in the manner of like, I'm the trophy child. I'm the one that she glorifies, or I'm seen as the favorite, when in all actuality it's the complete opposite. It's the complete opposite. We didn't have our own relationship. Like it was only I could remember all the way dating back to elementary school. I don't mind I'm 28 years young. I turned 29 in August. Yeah, I remember all the way back in like elementary school where I'm always on the honor roll, always doing all these things. She's glorifying this, but when I want to actually speak and have a conversation with her, it's like cold, it's kind of like shunned off, or just, oh, go in one place. Just a kid is supposed to be seen and not heard, speaking when spoken to. And everybody thinks I'm spoiled and I'm the favorite, but that's not the case. I remember things like where this was when my sister came up from Jamaica Cheese and Water. I remember times when uh my mom and her are going on shopping things together, like things the mother and daughter would do. Obviously, I'm like, okay, no problem, but they're doing that a lot. And it's like, me and my mom don't have those ones. We don't have things like we can do like that. Worse, there's no father figure in the picture. And then like they're buying stuff, and I'm seeing them getting stuff. I'm like, well, did I get anything? Oh no. Okay. All right. Probably the next time. Oh no. All right. Then over time I just got used to it. It's like, all right, that's just y'all thing, and it's just I'll take care of myself. I'll buy what I need to buy for myself to make myself feel. I'll buy these shoes. I'll buy these pants, and do all that. I'll hustle whatever money I got hustle to just do something for myself.
So what you're saying is you use these experiences to kind of go off independently on your own.
Absolutely.
Okay. So tell me something that made you independent or different than your siblings.
Maybe so I'm literally like the complete opposite from my siblings. So like I'm the only one that doesn't have like a technical, well, in this moment I don't have a technical 9 to 5. I'm more of the entrepreneur spirit.
Okay.
Right. So um we all graduated from high school. I was the first one out of everybody to get accepted and started going to school, but because of financial reasons and things within the household, I wasn't able to maintain that. Um, I'm yeah, a full-time entrepreneur, and that's like something completely strange. They fully believe, go to school, get a job, work, retire. That and then say, that's not that method and ideology doesn't really work, especially in this day and age. It's like that's not really what it's gonna be. We have so many like different views on things, and it's yeah, that's where we differ.
But it's your entrepreneurial spirit that got you where you are, where you're.
Absolutely.
So tell me about this entrepreneurial spirit, because, of course, I want to get to the nitty gritty.
Oh, so I can remember because it was a period in time. I'm not gonna lie. So I was working a job for a couple of years. This is where I was working at Forever 21. This is where I found my passion for styling, because I do that as well, as a little side hustle sometimes when I get the opportunity. And throughout this whole time and through everything, what's been my guiding and discipline force was always dance. So dance was literally my life, and this is what saved my life. So I've always kept that in that. And then during the time where after this, I'm not going to school anymore because I can't afford it. I was working two jobs, and it still was hard to get textbook at those times. This was what 2012. So it was kind of rough, and then I ended up going to another school. But I was like, I can't do this. This is not the going to school just to work, just to pay to be going to school, just to see it in the. I'm like, there's something about this method that's not working. But I always was tied to dancing, and something about that just really kept me going. So after a time, my team and I, we really said, all right, we're going to take this from just being in the party setting, and we actually want to make this like we want to do something. We want to be taken serious, because there's no way that we're spending money going to the club, going to party, going to dance and entertain the people when we're not getting at least a water or even a drink from the bar. So it was like, no, we want to be able to change this up. We started taking classes more now in the city. Sorry, networking. This is where we started increasing our network. We started being in different spaces, meeting new people, started doing things differently, where we wouldn't naturally usually see dancehall or even just reggae island vibe. So we started entering these places and started going around there. And now that's when we ended up becoming our own teachers. You know, for a time, people were telling us, "Oh my gosh, you guys should teach. You guys should teach." And I was like, we're not so sure about that. But we were getting booked for gigs, and now the first time actually getting paid for doing something that I love, I was like, "Whoa, this is something that can happen. People are actually going to spend their hard-earned money on me just to entertain you, and I love what I'm doing. I can do this exchange. Like this is I don't have a problem with that." So that's really where things got started. And my mother didn't really understand. She's like, you're just dancing, like what, like that's not really something sustainable. Like that's not what that's those weren't the words that she used, but that's, I have a filter to interpret what she's trying to say to me. But what she really was saying is that, I should get a job because dancing isn't a real job in her eyes.
But
That
dancing is probably what saved your life.
it is, and it's paying the bills too. I've My last job was in 2018 or 17 when I was working at T-Mobile, and it got to a conflict where, because the classes were starting to increase and people were more, and now I had to do rehearsals because I was doing gigs and things were starting to really pick up at around that time, around 2017. Yes, this was early 2017 when I actually, they gave me the ultimatum. It was like, yo, if this is gonna be messing with your time, then you probably gonna go. And I was like, well, I'm gonna choose life over working for you. So that's where we parted ways. And from there things just kept going. Um the brand just expanded even more and all these things. And again, my mother, like, she, like, because I'm the black sheep, nobody within the household understands how this thing is making my life flourish and how this is my escape.
And you've been doing this really since 2017, right?
Yeah, like more professional and more serious. Yes.
So we got 5 years
Mm-hmm.
doing this.
Yep.
You're everywhere. You have YouTube videos. You're out there. You got
Yes,
a nice
I've
following too. And you
thank you.
have classes that you teach. So let's be clear, I did my own research. But my question is, it's been 5 years. What does your family think now?
Same thing. They they don't really, they still, they're like, and it's crazy that it's crazy because I don't really have, if I'm to be completely honest, I don't really have a relationship with anybody within the household.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Okay.
Like, but I do with my nephews, because in the household it's me, my mother, my sister, brother, his son just came out, and my two nephews. And they're twins. They're about 8, 9.
And you all still stay in the house together.
Mm-hmm. And
So,
it's crazy living
so you're living in a house.
in the Twilight Zone, is what I like to call it.
Oh, okay. Mm. And so your refuge, your therapy, your everything is this dance.
Is when I leave these doors, I'm Prince. I'm a whole completely different person. It's like it's almost as if I'm taking on a new persona, but not necessarily, because I'm the same person when I'm here. I'm just plugged in with my headphones in my own world.
So you're in a household and everybody's living in under one household.
Mm-hmm.
You don't talk to each other. You
Well,
found out,
black sheep don't talk to them.
right? You said
Yeah.
that. But you make it work for you,
Mm-hmm.
and you make it work for you through dance.
Mm-hmm. That's my therapy. If I don't dance, I feel like I'm going to lose my brain. I'm going to go crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
When I did my dissertation, I did my dissertation on extracurricular activity and how extracurricular activity actually helps us with ACEs. Because when I was younger, that was what happened. I was a Boys and Girls Club kid. I was with the Martian Cobra. Shout out. We went everywhere, even overseas, but that's what kind of kept me out of trouble. So that's what I'm trying to relate to you, so you will know that that is
Mm-hmm.
and you do have a following.
And I remember you said you called it a recovery theory, or this is what you mentioned
When we were talking.
and yeah, when we were talking, you mentioned this in the podcast. I remember I wrote it down too, because I was taking notes during
Yes,
that episode. I was like, oh, I'm gonna need to think about this.
yes. And I'll talk
You
about
called it a protective theory.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And with that, you're making an impact because you have classes that you take or
Mm-hmm.
you give to the students in the community. Am I right?
Within the city, I actually recently create. All right, so for a job, I didn't really call it a job, but it was a independent contract. I was working with this nonprofit organization teaching that after school program in the middle school. I was
Extracurricular
working,
activity.
yeah, I was working with them in 2019 for most of 2019, and then the pandemic hit, and we was working virtually, and then for some time, but then the company unfortunately went out of business after COVID. So I then created my own arts program, well, specifically a dance program to teach within schools so that kids can have an extracurricular activity. And like along this journey, I've learned so much in how there's not enough funding within the arts education. And this is something that is so crucial. And even learning about ACEs and tying it into your protective theory, this is something that should be within the schools from early. Give them that outlet, give them something that they can do, that they can express themselves. Because like I spoke about in the episode, there were those kids, and remember when I first reached out to you, there were those kids that didn't want to go home from school. I was one of them.
Me too.
I did not want go home for what?
Me too. I used to live at the school. Every school that I've worked at, it's been 7 to 7. No lie. The kids don't want to go home at all.
They don't want to go home. And then that's how, unfortunately, they will probably end up in things, as if they don't have something provided to them, they will end up in things that they shouldn't be doing,
Mm.
places where they shouldn't be.
Mm. This isn't rehearsed. This is a podcast, you guys. This isn't rehearsed. I met this young man for the first time, and we've talked about some things, but this is my first time actually hearing him speak this. So he is actually in favor of my wonderful dissertation that I've created, and I've never met this young man in my life. Congratulations. Because extracurricular activity is everything, and extracurricular activity is saving your life.
Literally.
You have to continue doing what you are doing. So my last question to you is, now that you know
Mm-hmm.
about ACEs and you have this following and you have these students that want to dance and they're looking for you because they don't want to go home, how are you going to incorporate ACEs within your dance ministry?
You see, yeah, I love that you said dance ministry. So I feel like I've been destined. I've been blessed with the knowledge to now create my own type of mentorship type of thing, and I have some things in the works. Fingers crossed. I can't too speak on it yet, but I'm working on a plan that would now create a program. I don't know what it's going to be yet, if it's going to be like a summer program after school or in school, but I definitely, because it's always been my dream to work with the youths, work with like within the community. I see how it helped me, and it could definitely help somebody else. So if I have to be the leader for that and be on the forefront, so be it. This is where the change is going to happen. So I will definitely incorporate that in like workshops that I do. Make sure those things are spoken about. The mentorship program won't just be like about dance. Dance is the median. Dance will be what is getting them there. That's what's going to teach you discipline and the things that we're going to be discussing and topics that we're going to come about. And then I'll tie in ACEs, because I'm dealing with like middle school, the middle school, high school. These are the prime time of when you're going through certain things within the household in that age group, in that age range, I should say.
I'm proud of you. I
Thank you.
really am. And I'm willing to help. I am actually helping this young lady here tonight, honestly, on a live.
Hey,
So please join in because I'm going to chime in here in a few minutes, but she's starting her own initiative and I'm here to help because that's another person that's interested in ACEs and they're interested in putting this information out there. And so are you. And I'm so excited that you're joining me with educating people about ACEs. I'm so glad that you have this ministry that you're using and you're impacting people, and you really didn't know that either, but with the good luck of Dr. Tori, I'll help you. You know what I mean?
thank you.
What you are, you've turned yourself into a mentor, and people are leading through example by you. So now that you know, just take advantage of what you know and do something. Continue doing what you're doing about it, okay?
Absolutely.
You're so amazing to me. And
Thank you so
you
much.
guys, we will be hearing from him again. I already know it because I could feel it in my spirit. If you notice, I didn't even look at a scripture. I tried. I did one or two. But I love how the conversation went because it was so natural. So
Right.
I thank you so much for being a part of our podcast. Again, you're setting the tone for
Thank you.
African American men because some of them might think ACEs is, a stereotype. We all got it, and I keep trying to
Everybody got it. It's like it's
have it. It's okay. Just again, and I quote, when you find out what it is, just do something about it. And once you do something about it, that'll help you so much, so much. Trust me. So I thank you so much. Now, my last question. Where can we find you out on social media?
You could find me on Instagram. That is my main source of social media outreach. You can just follow my main page, Pyrotech_Prince AC. That's at PYROTECH_PRIN as in Nancy CEAC. Follow me on Instagram. Check me out. Yeah, I'm here for all the good vibes and just spreading positivity and love.
So if you're on the East Coast, you're in the Bronx.
I'm in New York. I'm in New York, but I'm a nomad. I like to travel a lot. I might pop up California, pop up in Miami, Atlanta. I like to make connections. So I've met so many people across the globe, across the state. So I like to move around, but I'm mainly stationed in New York.
Perfect. So we represent the East Coast. So East Coast, y'all go follow my young man here. He's an amazing soul with a wonderful spirit. And of course, follow me. Be victorious with Dr. Tori Williams. I'm everywhere, you guys. I'm on Twitter, LinkedIn. I think I'm on Pinterest. I'm everywhere. Make sure you go and subscribe on my YouTube channel. And last but not least, I thank you so much again for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Not a problem. We look forward to seeing you guys again on another episode of Be Victorious. Talk to you soon.